Today, Nintendo Switch 2 is breaking all sorts of records, and it's definitely a great time to be a Nintendo fan, but why does it seem like so many people are rooting for Nintendo to fail?
Yes, it is this interesting spectrum of feelings and emotions and things that you see out there where it's like, wow, we are breaking records, all these games are coming out, we're now in the busy holiday season, there's so much to play, and yet you go talk to people online and it's just a lot of negativity. So it's like, what is actually going on here? We're going to try and get to the bottom of it today.
We do need to get to the bottom of it because it's a very strange phenomenon that I think could only happen in the year 2025. So, yeah.
Certainly not 2024.
Certainly not.
No.
Very interesting stuff. If you're watching this podcast, then we would have already reacted to the Mario movie Direct, which came out of nowhere. Actually, no, it didn't come out of nowhere because a cookie leaked, and then we all predicted that the trailer was coming. A cookie.
Yes.
But we did react to it. It's awesome. It's on the channel. I'm projecting because this is future me.
Yes.
I'm guessing it's going to be awesome, that I was excited about it.
In days of old, figures would descend from the heavens to tell you what to expect. These days you get a cookie telling you what to expect. Those cookies look good.
I want to bake some cookies. I do.
You want some soup, too.
I want the Pokemon Campbell's soup, and I want this Pillsbury Mario Galaxy
And yet you've done literally nothing.
Well, I don't think the cookies are actually out yet.
You can get that soup, I'll bet you.
I need to get some soup.
Get some soup.
Yes.
Get on the
soup.
soup. But yes, we will have that reaction up by the time you are listening or watching to this, so we hope you check it out.
Yeah.
We hope it went great. We're also, later this week, recording our Pokemon Legends ZA spoiler cast.
How exciting. We both finished the game.
We
did a little bit of the post-game. I clocked almost 40 hours.
Wow.
In Pokemon ZA, which was a surprise to even me. Because I was like, oh, this will be a short little, cute little playthrough, whatever. Right. But I was so engaged. I loved it so much. I was just having so much fun just kind of tooting around in there.
Yeah, we don't have this game in the games we're playing because we finished it. Don't want to talk about the ending, spoil the ending. We're saving all of that for the spoiler cast. I will say it was a bit of a letdown going back to the game after hearing Ben Starr voicing the game.
Yes, my Naveen, I just hear Ben Starr's voice.
We have watched those videos many times.
And I still laugh.
You still laugh, yes.
Still laughing. Kanari!
And thank you to all the good people out there who pointed out that actually Naveen should have a French accent. Thank you very much. I appreciate that comment. That's a helpful comment. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We are, lastly, getting into awards season. End of year awards season, which is a big thing that kind of takes up our headspace for the last couple big chunk of the year. And
I love it.
We are soon to be releasing our video predicting the nominees for Jeff Keighley's The Game Awards.
Whoa.
That's how I'll be referring to them.
The nominees.
Yes, just the nominees.
Just
predicting the nominees.
And again, not the actual winners.
Not what we want to be nominated, what we think this panel that Jeff Keighley has assembled will be nominating.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's a very fun exercise and a good way to look back on the big games of the year.
Yeah.
And also the ones that sort of pop. There's always a few games that kind of pop unexpectedly, especially around this time of year when people are getting ready for awards season, trying to eke in your game, one last shot for the year. There is a lot of fun conversation and prediction around that.
Well, this is what we talk about in the video. It's like if you can nail the, let's say, 9 games that are very good, that the most people have played, you can accurately predict a lot of these categories because it ends up being a lot of the same games.
It does.
Just kind of mixing and matching across the different things.
Yes, and those games can be nominated across multiple categories.
Right.
We expect to see a few little sweeps here and there this year for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And last year, Nintendo did get a little bit skunked on the awards side of thing. It was not a big year for them. It was a transition
year.
Ready
for Switch 2, so
it'll be interesting to see if they can snag a few this year. We're obviously getting ahead of ourselves. We're only talking about nominees, predicting nominees. You got a ways to go.
But they got some stuff this year,
so
though.
They're actually handing the things out.
Stuff.
The big swan song for Doug Bowser to go up on stage and just throw those note cards away. It's like, I'm a lame duck president. Here I go. Here's what I have to say, Jeff Keighley. He's going to have his Joseph Ferris moment up on the stage.
He's going to just drop the F-bomb. You know what I think about game key cards?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Loose cannon. That's like Bowser. Loose cannon.
We have such a big, you mentioned a game keycard. We have such a big news section today.
Oh my gosh.
And it's
riddled.
It's like.
With drama.
Did Nintendo know there were other days available, other times of year to release news?
Well, you wait till the last minute. They like procrastinated for like the entire summer. And then they were like, whoopsie, we have all these things that we need to talk about that we need to do like immediately. So now let me just dump all this news out.
Every day there's like 2 or 3 things in addition to all the other things happening in the industry. It's like, this is out of control. This news section is out of control.
You and I were saying too, like the days are numbered in terms of like this race towards the end of the year.
Right.
We're talking about like, you think you have all this time left in November. You really don't, because you got Thanksgiving. Nintendo has Kirby Air Riders, which Mr. Sakurai is just making sure is front and center, obviously, and then taking up a lot of time and space. And so you really don't have that much time for any other things. And so that's why they're like, we gotta get this out now.
Forget Kirby Air Riders. What we need are updates on Sakurai's cat. That's what we really need.
I've been following. I'm so worried
Seems
about
like
the cat.
a tense, concerning time for him.
It must be really tough to like be right about to launch your game.
Yeah, he's probably like not at home
And be
a
really
super
worried
lot.
about
Like
your beloved.
who's keeping an eye on this poor cat?
Your like cat baby.
Yeah.
Poor Mr. Sakurai.
Gosh.
I feel like that cat is like everything to him. He cannot lose this cat. Oh my gosh, it would be bad. Poor thing. Yeah, he even said in one of those tweets, like, I didn't want to dampen the mood because we were doing the direct for Kirby Air Riders, but I didn't want to give everyone an update on my beloved cat. And I was like, oh, my heart. So sad.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Shout out to Sakurai's cat.
Yes. Best wishes.
We're going to get into our big conversation about Nintendo and all the conversations around Nintendo and negativity. But first, we, of course, have to shout out our wonderful sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Notion.
Thank you.
Notion brings all your notes, docs, and projects into one connected space that just works. It's seamless, flexible, powerful, and actually fun to use. You spend less time switching between tools and more time creating great work. And now with the Notion Agent, it just doesn't help with the work, it finishes it too.
We've been using Notion for over a year now, I think, as our workflow. And we basically use it for all of our shared documents. Like, we do so many outlines for every video that we put out on this channel. Someone was like, how are you guys pumping out a video a day, basically? Well, guess what? This is how. Because we're really organized and we can collect all our notes and collect everything together in one place, and it makes it really easy for us to like just have it all and not have to dig around for it. So it's been awesome for us.
Yeah, there are truly only 2 of us here. Like in that other room,
if there's 2 of us in Notion.
There's not like a bunch of other people like doing stuff to get us ready for all these things. It's literally just us. So we're always like on the lookout for tools. They're going to make us faster, more efficient, kind of get to the point of all of this. And that's something that we love that Notion helps us do that, is just cut through all of the busy work that sucks.
We don't have time for it. We truly do not have time for it.
We reject busy work.
Yeah.
And we accept Notion.
Exactly.
Yes, that's true.
It's great.
Did you know that over 50% of Fortune 500 companies use Notion, and they say that the Notion agent helps them to send less email, cancel more meetings, and stay on top of things? Did you know that? Can you believe that?
If I was still in the corporate world, I would love to do all those things. Cancel meetings and send less emails. Doesn't that sound incredible?
Yeah. Are we a Fortune 500 company?
One day.
Not yet. We're working on it.
One day.
Yes. There's the 2 of us. Yes, and Notion can even tap into things like Slack and Google Drive. It really is like this all-in-one hub for all of your work, which is what you need these days. So try Notion now with the Notion agent at notion.com/KitandKrysta. That's all lowercase letters, notion.com/KitandKrysta. Try your new teammate, the Notion agent, today. And when you use our link, you are supporting our show. So thank you for that. That's notion.com/KitandKrysta.
And we'll put the link over here with a QR code for you to scan, and also in the description below.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So it seems like since we got ramping up on this whole Switch 2 thing around the start of the year, you really just can't go online without seeing some really negative discussions around Nintendo. And it is in contrast to the hardware being great, the hardware obviously being very popular,
making a lot of money,
releasing games that a lot of people, ourselves included, mostly, Mostly.
Mostly.
There have been some stinkers.
It's okay.
Mostly that people have been playing and enjoying.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is this just the universe balancing itself out, the positivity with the negativity, or what is this phenomenon? Because I think we've talked to a lot of people who are like, what is happening here? What is the phenomenon?
It's very interesting because the facts, the data, the hard data of, Nintendo sharing, and they recently shared all of their financials, and they've had, basically record-breaking sales for Switch 2. And the hard data is pointing at success and the company doing extremely well, Switch 2 being extremely popular. But for some reason, the sentiment part of it, like people's feelings, are still kind of mixed.
Yes.
And it's not just in online spaces, too. I think that what's fascinating, and this is more of like, it's not like hard proof, but we talk to a lot of people that is within the very core Nintendo community, and we ourselves are in the very core Nintendo community. I've noticed that the other part of it that's very interesting is even within our friend groups and our community's friend groups, they're seeing this negativity and this sort of sentiment about, Nintendo and how they're doing this generation. They're seeing like a lot of negative sentiment around it. I mean, we talk to people all the time that's like, I'm the only one in my friend circle that bought a Switch 2. Or, in my friend circle, it's like, I bought a Switch 2 and returned it because I didn't, there's no games that I want to play right now. Or I bought a Switch 2 and I played Mario Kart for 10 hours and then I haven't picked it up since. I went back to PC gaming.
Right.
So it's not just these, online spaces tend to be more negative anyway, but we have seen this in our own friend circles, which I find to be a little fascinating.
Yeah.
We just had dinner with our ex-Nintendo friends.
Yeah.
And in talking to them, it's like, what games have you been playing recently? I don't think a single one of them said a Nintendo game.
A lot of them became PC gamers.
A lot of them became PC gamers.
Yes.
We were talking to somebody that used to be like the world's biggest Mario Kart fan, hasn't even touched the game.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious about this phenomenon because it just is in such opposition to the hard data.
Right, and it just confuses the human mind, which looks for information to be consistent and to line up. And when you see things that don't, it's like, huh? So, we do have this very provocative question at the start of the episode, and it is a bit of a trick question because obviously not everybody wants Nintendo to fail. Like there are a lot of people who are loving Nintendo, who are loving the Switch 2 generation, who are playing. Like even you were very rocky on the Switch 2 early on.
Yeah, very very rocky.
Again, I get the notifications for when you turn that thing on. And it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
So you seem to have overcome whatever that initial rocky start was.
I think that rocky start was at the very beginning of launch where I only had Mario Kart, and that was sort of, and then that
you were mad about a battery.
I fizzled out of that.
Right.
But now there's plenty of games for me to play, so I don't feel as, as like meh about it.
Right.
But there are some people that just haven't gotten on board with this. You know?
So it's not all negative. That was something that was a hard job that we would be tasked to do. It was like, what is the sentiment on this thing?
Exactly.
Give me a to the single digit, percentage of how positive this thing is. And that's a hard thing to do. There's tools out there that will help you do that people pay a lot of money for that are
questionable.
That don't always work.
I was going to say questionable.
That have trouble interpreting like human nuance and use of language. Yeah. So it's obviously not all the way negative, but I'd say it's more mixed. That's the way that we would call it. It's more mixed.
If I were to do a sentiment report on this, and I would look, we've been following the data very closely, and then we've been following the fan commentary very closely.
Right.
And I was asked to present a report to Doug or Devin about Switch 2 sentiment or just sentiment around Nintendo right now. I wouldn't say that it was positive. I would say that it was mixed for sure.
Mixed, yes. Yeah. And mixed was always kind of a loaded message to convey because it was, well, is it more, people just want to know, is it good or bad?
Is it good or bad?
Is the arrow going up or down?
Yes, people want to know that, yes, it's black and white.
And it's like, well, it's more complicated than that. And there's a lot more nuance to that let's sit down, let's talk about this. It's not just a green or a red kind of situation. But definitely, again, once we got into the heart of 2025, like that mixedness just got more intense.
Yes.
And it has been a very intense time. So I am here as the
resident historian.
As the elder statesman who has been playing Nintendo games and loving Nintendo since the NES to say that maybe nature is just reverting back to the natural order of things where it's really rarely been a cool thing, a popular thing to be a Nintendo fan in this world of video games.
What if when we were kids? I thought it was very popular to be a Nintendo fan when we were kids.
An NES fan, yes, but then we got into 16-bit, and then Sega was like, "Hey, Genesis is cool. This is for lame. This is for babies. This is for lame kids. This is for the kids who follow the rules," which I was.
You were. You were a good kid.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I gladly follow the rules. You rapscallion. So, and that was kind of where it went. It's like, so Sega had this reign as being like the bad boy of gaming, the cool console of gaming. Yeah. We got into this PlayStation era, and again,
we got licking.
Everybody just clowns on Nintendo for being like, oh, this is for goody two shoes. This is for your little brother. This is for babies. These aren't real games. You're not shooting anybody. There's no bad words in these games.
Yeah, it's true. It's very clean.
Right, and that was like why everybody expected that the PSP would mop the floor with the DS. I'm like, thank God, finally can have a handheld where I can shoot somebody in the face.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah.
And obviously the results were very different, where both of those systems were successful.
Yeah.
But the DS really
found a place.
Surprised everybody with how well that did. So I would say that, there have been pockets of time where that has flipped, and there has been a lot of positivity and a bit of a cool factor. And I would say that the Switch generation was one of those rare moments. So let's go through why. A feel-good comeback story.
Underdog to top dog.
Because in their heart, everybody's like, oh, okay, well, I mean, Nintendo maybe isn't my bread and butter when it comes to gaming, but I don't want them to go away.
Yeah.
And there were real questions in the Wii U era of
oh my God, are they going to stop making hardware?
Is this going to work out for them?
Are they going to be like Sega?
Yeah.
There was a lot of questions. Play out?
So I just think collectively people were like, I'm a little worried. It's like your friend that you're just a little worried about.
But I do think people collectively love the underdog story too.
Well, true.
Nobody wants to.
In life.
If you're just the guy that wins 17 gold medals, it's not fun anymore.
No.
It's like, well, you're a sure thing.
Right.
There's no drama
That's
there.
Not fun. Right.
Or the Super Bowl. Remember those couple of years where the Patriots just kept winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah, people get tired of that. Or
it was just a big blowout.
Then it was it's like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They're just going to win. What's the fun in that? What's the fun in that?
Yeah.
Right.
So with the Switch, the comeback story was really the
people love
story.
a comeback story from something that they do love.
Yeah.
They did create this new category of hardware that was very forward-looking. That was something that people
people just adopted it.
Wow, I hadn't even thought of this. You created this out of nothing. Even now, almost 10 years later, the industry is just barely starting to catch up with, and we're seeing more and more devices following that category. And then on that platform, we had these games that really do exemplify Nintendo doing what they do best and kind of redefining their biggest franchises. So there was a lot to love with the Switch generation that did kind of make it a bit topsy-turvy and reversed. This sort of what I see as the natural order of things. And then there were other things like the pandemic and Animal Crossing that got them a lot of goodwill.
Yes.
The amount of people who came in. And
different kinds of people that came into the Nintendo universe. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's not just some fanboy from the 90s or whatever.
Right. But again, the constant knock is that, this is something that is for kids, and this is on weak hardware.
Or outdated
hardware. If you are a real capital G gamer, you're playing on something that's more powerful. You're playing on a PC because you demand to push these pixels to their limit.
Yeah, you expect the games to be this gen, which is to say the.
Did you not ever feel that or notice that in all of the many years?
I think that I did, but the games were so good that it was easy for me
Right.
personally
I mean,
to ignore. But I would say that, again, it's like when you look at your friend circle,
Right.
Especially in my like late high school and college years where I did start to play PC games,
Right.
that was a result of people telling me like, no, these Nintendo games are for children.
Right, right.
You need to play this quick too.
I'll give you another real world.
Sounds good.
I'll give you another real world example of this. One of my favorite podcasts, besides our own, is the Giant Bombcast. When they had that classic crew, they would often refer to the consoles. And when they were talking about the consoles, they were talking about PlayStation and Xbox. They were not talking about Nintendo.
Remember when we had...
It was like, okay, this is real gaming, and then there's that other thing over there that maybe we'll pay some attention to when there's something interesting.
Remember when we had the great Shuhei Yoshida on our podcast, and we asked him specifically, like, how did Sony feel about Nintendo as a competitor? And his immediate response was the same thing as what you just said about Giant Bomb, where it was like, Nintendo wasn't our competitor.
Right.
Our competitor was Xbox, was PC.
Right.
Our competitor was never Nintendo. They were just doing something else on the side.
Right. So I do think there's a bit of like incredulity. Is that the right word?
You tell me. Native speaker.
You just doubt the result because it's like, wait, this isn't the most powerful thing. It's like, what is it? It's not a console. It's not a handheld. It's this weird in-between thing. It's like, is that actually going to sell 150 million units? Again, going back to our sports analogy, it's like, it's kind of what happened with our friend Steph Curry, who's like, wait, this guy's 6 feet tall. He can't dunk. But he's like dancing on everybody. He's raining these threes. Like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
Is almost like the result of it.
It's like an unbelievable thing.
How is this happening?
Yes, exactly. Your brain needs more time to process that.
Right. It's like
because it's against the norm.
Right.
The normal.
Right. This is not what my brain thinks adds up to success.
Exactly.
But you totally nailed it, which is like once things get too big and too popular, there is always the backlash.
Yeah.
Whether that is, it's anything that's popular. Like, we talked about a sports team. It could be like, we talked Marvel.
Marvel is the number one example.
Right.
It's not just it getting more popular. It's also that those brand holders, like a Marvel brand or whatever, they get a little arrogant.
Yes.
And they get overexposed. It's those two things to get together. And then people fall off fast, right?
Yes.
First of all, they don't like rooting for the winner because it's boring. Then you're doing some stuff that are irking people, rubbing people the wrong way a little bit. You're losing some goodwill. And then you're so out there. It's just everything you see is a Marvel movie or whatever, and you're just like, I'm over it.
Right.
I'm so over this.
Well, that's true that you do kind of get, when you're in that position, you do get a big head, and it's like, I can get away with some stuff now.
That's right.
And, these people are loving this. These people are eating this up. Like, I can do whatever I want.
They're just giving me money.
Right.
I can sell them a rock.
I can do whatever I want.
And they'll
so it's
give
like,
me money.
It's like if in the Marvel analogy, it's like, all right, we've got a dozen Disney Plus shows about some random side characters. People are going to love that. It's like, well, actually, they don't.
They are actually terrible.
Yeah, we're actually
really sort of like crapped out these shows.
Right. We're actually going into
awful.
like year 7 of you trying to figure out what anybody now actually wants.
Exactly.
In Marvel.
Getting a little better, by the way.
And so to carry that through, like, yes, that happened to Nintendo as well, where they got the big head, they got a little bit arrogant, and they did introduce these things that are legitimate things to not be happy about.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the high prices.
Yes.
That they never
They
never explained why. It just is. Why is it $80? It just is.
And don't believe that variable pricing, because we already explained that
that's made up.
That's made up.
That's made up. Game key cards. We're talking about game key cards in the news.
We have a big game key card example in the news today. So hold your horses for that.
And again, game key cards is something that if they really wanted to, like, doesn't have to exist. They could put up the money. They got plenty of money to make these cards in these different sizes
and do physical releases for true physical.
Right.
For
It's like no. We just need the money. We just need it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is kind of like the era that we live in, is like a lot of companies are just like, what can we get away with?
Yeah, how can we...
What are you going to do?
Squeeze out
What are you going to do?
money?
Not buy it? What are you going to do?
I guess you can not buy it.
Show us.
But people are buying it.
I mean, people want to do stuff. People need to live their lives. Like, it's kind of tough, actually, when these companies just all agree. It's like, yeah, we're going to put...
This is the way.
We're going to put the screws on you. What are you going to do? Deal with it.
Yeah, it is. It's tough.
The positioning it as a high-powered device brings in a lot of debate. And again, this is an area where Nintendo has smartly wanted to avoid. And now they're talking about power. It's like you're drawing in all these comparisons.
You are. Here comes Digital Foundry
look at this.
to school you.
Oh, I counted the pixels and look at this. Or I counted the frames, and now look at this.
And now there's let's compare it to all these other things.
Right.
You don't want that.
Right. Versus the talking point being like, yeah, we're actually not competing on that. We're competing on just like fun games, experiences.
Yeah.
What's the fun experience that we
Lifestyle.
can create? And it's like, they're not really focused on that, so I'm not going to get bent out of shape about it. But
Exactly.
when you keep talking about it, it's like through power.
Yeah. And that was like their first introduction.
People are going to take note because people like to talk about that and debate it.
That was really interesting for us because when we saw the first introduction of Switch 2, we were like, oh wow, they're really focused on... They did the thing that they never do, which is like the hardware flyover video, which focused on specs.
Yeah.
And it was very
It's been
unlike
surprising.
them, so it was a bit surprising.
Right, even now their little holiday commercial that we saw is focused on power.
It is.
Power up your holidays.
Yeah.
And it's showing a lot of the more high-powered, flashy-looking games.
Like a Metroid Prime 4 running
Yes.
at 120 frames per second, on a Switch 2.
Which is interesting. Yes. And then finally, this kind of perceived loss of the zany Nintendo, which, I think a lot of people perceive as like, oh, that's really the soul of Nintendo, of them tinkering around with something that's more toy-like versus...
Yeah, or they're zagging when the industry is going one way and they're
Right.
competing on power. We're going to zag and do something
Exactly,
else.
exactly.
They didn't really zag this time. They just did an iterative process and made a more powerful Switch 1, which is, again, what everyone asked for. But when you get what you asked for, you have to pick at it like a scab. And you're like, no, I actually wanted this instead.
Right, so nobody can say, like... oh, well, people are just being haters. There's no reason. Nintendo can do no wrong. It's like, actually, there's a lot of things that are happening in the Nintendo ecosystem that are not great, that I don't know if they deserve, like, the level of outrage
they don't.
That we see. I saw one, this was amazing. Somebody was like, game key cards are like smoking cigarettes. They're gonna get you in the end. It's like that's maybe taking this a little too far.
I mean, you're not gonna die.
Yeah, that's really.
Well, don't eat one.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe that.
Don't do that.
Don't eat one.
They didn't have that disclaimer in that video they put out. No, maybe they should. I think legal needed another pass on that.
You'll die from eating a game key card.
Exactly. So it does kind of. We're in this fully online era, but we're still kind of coming to grips with, like, how do we interact? How do we perceive information? How do we process information?
It's very difficult because even if something feels big online, it's not very often, it's very rare for it to actually represent reality.
Right.
It's a distorted reality.
Right.
If your video gets 10,000 views, your tweet gets 1,000 likes, that's a drop in the, not even, that's like a speckle of dust.
Right, like let's say we put out
to the 10 million people that bought a Switch 2.
We put out a video, got 1,000 comments. It's like, oh my God, this is incredible. Oh, there's a phenomenon here. Or like,
or like when thousands of people, went to Treehouse Live and yelled, drop the price.
Right.
We all saw that and we're like, oh my gosh, this isn't...
The world is enraged.
Yeah, everyone is enraged. This is a huge phenomenon. But then again, it's when you look at the 10 million that they sold, it's a drop in the bucket.
Right, and it does make a very stark visual when you look at the screen and that's all you see.
Yes.
But again, it's like in the total grand scheme of the world or people who are potentially in the market for these things... What is the actual percentage? That's where these things can play tricks on your on your brain.
Yes.
And we fall victim to that too sometimes. Like in the moment, like
it does feel like everyone is feeling that way.
Right. It's very hard to know.
Yeah.
And these things don't always represent the full mainstream point of view, since obviously the sales are what they are.
Wonderful.
And most people are not on these online spaces like we are. Everybody's in a bubble when it comes to, being online, which unfortunately is where most conversations are happening. Most often it's, I'm lucky to have a person like you where I can talk to talk about these things.
Maybe challenge your perception of reality. It's true. You do need like real people around you to help you kind of weed out, like, wait, is this real or is this a perceived thing that feels big online?
Yeah, but if you don't have that person, it's like, well, I want to have this conversation, so I'm going online, and
I am.
You're braving all of that. all of that.
Oh gosh.
Whatever that is.
That seems awful, by the way.
Right, but yeah, everybody is in some sort of a bubble and they don't know, and it's easy for people to be loud about these issues that mean a lot to them, and as a result, get their respective bubble worked up. But it's like all these bubbles are just placed all over the place and they don't really have any overlap.
Right.
Is the thing.
You're in an echo chamber of your own making.
Right.
So it feels big to you because everything around you is saying the same thing, but it could just be like 10 people around you saying the same thing.
Right. And this is not just a games thing. I think this
just
is
life.
This is any topic that is conversed.
Yes, exactly. Any topic.
Right. And of course, it's easier to align yourself with something that reinforces your beliefs versus aligning yourself with something that's going to challenge your beliefs.
Yeah. That's a hard work
that's
for a lot of people.
That's going to make you feel bad.
That's a hard work for a lot of people to do, to like challenge your known perspectives. You should do that though, because it's good to see what else is out there.
Right. So things like drop the price.
Yeah.
The 10 years of Pokemon Rage, whatever du jour Switch 2 boycott is happening.
Game key cards.
Like I get press releases from, it's like the gamers consumer awareness group. It's like, I don't know what this is. I get these press releases.
They call for boycotts.
We're organizing a new boycott. It's like, okay, good luck with that. Right.
Have fun with that.
Right. So that's why there's always, again, I think people get confused because it's like, wait, I thought people were mad about dropping the price, but then all these people bought it. It's like, well, that was a bubble.
Yeah.
That was it. That doesn't mean that I still think there's something interesting about those bubbles. I think we've talked about this for a long time. I don't think it's good to antagonize your biggest fans again and again and again. I think there is a
breaking point.
There is a long-term strain that happens.
That's true.
And I think that's what's happened with Pokemon, where it's just gone on for too long.
Yeah, and now you have those user review scores in the 4s.
Right.
For any of your games.
And I do worry about Nintendo going down that path, but we'll see. The thing is, Nintendo is, and even when we were there, is aware that they can be perceived as arrogant. And I think that was something that Mr. Iwata very wisely perceived based on how Nintendo was in the 80s and 90s until he took over, where Nintendo was really a bully. Like they would impose these limits on like, oh, you can only make these many games, and like, oh, you have to buy this all from us. Like really like a ruthless business, and like they still are a very ruthless business.
Yeah.
But I think they're a bit less front and center about it.
They're more
some ways.
Cloak and dagger about it, though.
Right. They still definitely are. So, like, some of the things that he like imposed on us was like, you can't say, don't
even say the word.
Don't
success.
say the word success around me. Definitely don't say it in any sort of a public-facing way because we don't want we don't want the world to think that we know we are successful.
Right.
We always need to have this mindset of being a scrappy,
humble
underdog, no matter what. There's a word that we're going to introduce here that we have never said on this podcast that is something, it's such a complex topic. When we finally do our Nintendo Explained, we are going to have a whole episode just on this.
It's such an interesting concept.
And we could talk about this concept for days. So it's like people are like, oh, Kit and Krysta's out of material. It's like, we're about to drop something that like could fuel like a month.
We're not out of material.
It's a Japanese word called jisen, which means being self-congratulatory or doing self-praise, like basically saying, wow, we're so great, we're so great.
Patting yourself on the back.
This was something that was mega banned at Nintendo and really did create a lot of friction with certain people.
And they actually had their own sort of take on that Japanese word in a very Nintendo way that they really educated us on.
Right.
And it really just maps back to the core of the company, their core DNA of who they are and who they believe that they are. And it's just such an interesting way of them looking at themselves. But yeah, we'll definitely want to do a dedicated episode around this so that you can really understand
and give some examples of how we
and how
went
we
up against that brick wall.
Yes, but the point of it is that in the Iwata era, they went out of their way to be perceived as a humble, sort of scrappy, the underdog company. I will say that, after we left and when we were nearing the end of the Switch 1 era, and getting into the Switch 2 generation, you did see some of those concepts kind of go away a little bit. Like Mr. Iwata's obviously gone, Reggie's gone. You did see, Nintendo start to do things a little bit differently than in those eras because they are so hugely successful. They're starting to get a little bit arrogant again. So we did see some examples of that, and I think again back to the thing of like, when you get arrogant, you start to do things and you start to like test the limits of what you can get away with. And then people get irritated by it. And I think that is happening right now.
Unless you have somebody at the top who is really being a watchdog for that sort of thing.
Exactly.
It's going to happen because you are beholden to all the different people and personalities who are driving the company. And I think Mr. Furukawa's way is to not get in the way.
Yes, he's very much like in the background.
Of the sort of functional leaders.
Right.
Letting them do their thing. And I think that's something we've seen is like, there are different, all those different people now, they all have different ratings on the arrogance meter.
Scale, yeah.
They're not all 0. I'll say that much.
They're not all 0.
So
some of them are up there in the tens.
Yeah, some of them are up there. So that is an interesting thing. But just stopping the approach of marketing, letting the games sell themselves, never seeing these developers under this guise of the thing sells itself.
Yeah.
You could argue, that's true. That's smart. Why do something if you don't have to do it to sell a thing?
Yeah.
Or you could say, well, there's actually
other reasons.
Long-term positive benefits to that are hard to quantify.
Right.
But I think a lot of people know them to be true.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Right. So we talked about, some examples of things that become overexposed. How does Nintendo not become overexposed when they continue, it's so big, there are games coming out, they're constantly making news themselves. Is there any risk? Are they immune from being overexposed? Just by the nature of what
I don't
this
think
is?
anyone's immune to it, but I think what Nintendo has that a lot of these companies that fall prey to overexposure is this really high caliber of quality.
Yeah.
They really are kind of bullish about that in a great way, where even if they're just pumping out a ton of stuff, generally I would say like 98% that stuff is really good. Like it's high quality, it's gonna be great, it's gonna work, it's gonna be fun. So I think that helps them in the overexposure danger zone. The other thing that I think is kind of related to this is like when you get overexposed, the effect of that is that people always say it's like Marvel's overexposed. We've lost the soul of Marvel. Now it's just slop. You're just like you commercialize the whole thing. It's corporate slop. You're just putting that out there because you are so arrogant. You think people are going to eat it up anyway, even though you've just completely lost the soul of what Marvel is. I think Nintendo is also a very similar company where it has a beautiful soul that is very unique and something that I think we as Nintendo fans just love, and we love to see glimpses of that, even if it's in a game, if it's in an interview with a developer, if it's in one of their Nintendo Directs, whatever. Like we just want to see that part of we don't want it to be like so commercialized because they are just trying to pump out as much stuff as possible that you lose that. So I think that's the thing that they should. I'm not saying that that's happening, but I'm saying that like maybe this is the one area to just kind of watch out for.
Small aside, is the word slop having a moment? There's a lot of talk about AI slop.
People like the slop.
You're talking about Marvel slop. I hear a lot about slop bowls, like a Chipotle.
Oh, slop bowl.
That's a slop bowl.
Yeah.
Congratulations to slop.
To the word slop.
You've made it. I think
word of the year.
I think overexposure happens when the thing keeps getting brought up or people keep seeing it, but always in the same way. It's like, there's nothing different. I'm getting tired of seeing this. And I think this is where their philosophy of surprising people does kind of make them, I wouldn't say immune, but it definitely helps because it's like, oh, this is a new thing or this is a spin on this that I hadn't. I'm very receptive to this versus this is the umpteenth take on this same game that is exactly the same. Please, no more.
Yes, please
no. It's like, I'll give you another. We're heavy on the sports examples, but when you see Taylor Swift at the football game on week 17 of the football scene, it's like, all right, I've kind of seen enough of this. I'm kind of tired of this. I've kind of had enough of this person. Versus like, oh, well, now she's doing something different that I didn't. Let's experience her in this new way, in this new context. I'm appreciating that.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Yes, exactly.
That's sort of the difference.
Yeah, they do have a lot of ways to surprise and delight people because they have such a huge entertainment empire now. There's like so many different angles you can come in to surprise somebody, which is awesome. That's really good for them. But yeah, I think it's just like, if they lose their soul, that would be very sad. We wouldn't want to see that, you know? That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think Nintendo cares about this? Is this something they're tracking? Is this something they're wringing their hands over?
I don't think they're wringing their hands over it. Obviously, to them, you know, all the arrows are green and going up in terms of numbers of units sold. But I don't think they're, you know, turning a blind eye to it either. I do think that there is someone there that, I mean, people there that are still monitoring the sentiment very closely and making sure that that is being reported up to the executive level. Whether or not they're going to be like taking action because they're seeing mixed sentiment, I'm not holding my breath for that.
The bar for them to do something that is a reaction to something else is huge.
It's almost like
insurmountable.
Yes. Exactly. Like I don't think I can't even think of an example of what they would do.
Right.
But I don't think they're like completely blind to it either.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they obviously like on their latest, again, when we talk about this in the news, but on their latest game keycard video that they posted, I don't know why they did that. It was like every comment was like, "What are you doing?" You know, so it's not like they're going to be like, "I'm not I'm not reading these comments." Right. Someone's reading the comments, you know.
No, I mean they know that they control their own news cycle and that people can move on to other things, and they can very easily direct their focus to something else. So, you know, if it's today, it's like, oh, Pocopia's on a game keep card. I can't believe that.
Tomorrow there's going to be a Mario movie trailer.
Tomorrow we got a Mario movie direct, and then people will be focused on that.
Miyamoto will come out.
It doesn't minimize that issue. It doesn't make that issue go away, but it just kind of diverts the attention.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of surveys. We know the reports never stop. But they do a lot of these large-scale consumer surveys to understand what the pulse is. And I think the feedback they're getting from that's really positive.
It is.
Actually, I actually don't think those feedbacks are saying like, oh, people are having a boycott over a game keycard. So I think it says a lot of people are buying a Switch 2. A lot of people want to get a Switch 2. A lot of people who have the Switch 2 are having a great time with it.
They're playing all the games and they're enjoying it.
I think that's actually what the very like mainstream feedback they are getting is telling them.
Exactly.
So again, like let's just have. It's fine that we can't avoid living in bubbles. We all are in some sort of a bubble. Let's just acknowledge that and understand what that means in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly. And remember that you are likely in a bubble and an echo chamber of your own making. And like if you don't want to be in it and you want to seek other perspectives, you are going to have to do the work to do that. No one else is going to like hold your hand and force you to.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to live in that bubble and you don't want to live in an echo chamber of your making, then you have to seek outside perspectives and then get a better picture of what is actually happening around you.
Wow. So. Now we're all going to close our eyes and hold our hands while you light a soy candle.
I would love to
as soft music plays.
I would love to light a soy candle.
Incredible. You do love soy candles.
I have one that's a grapefruit scent right now.
Oh.
It's lovely. It smells really good.
Slot bowl scent? Is that coming soon?
Chipotle?
That could be a great...
Chipotle smells good.
It's a great Christmas gift for me to get you. Chipotle slot bowl scented candles.
Oh,
yes.
I think there's a Taco Bell candle that
comes.
you can get.
I really don't want to get too far afield, but I do know there is a fart candle.
Ew.
It smells like a fart.
Is it like
I should troll you.
Is it like Wario's fart?
They
should make
do
a Wario
scented
candle that's like a butt-shaped candle holder. That smells
with
like
the wick just popping out of it.
Yeah, that little wick popping out. It's like a butt. Oh, I would make that. Etsy.
But I could try like, oh, I know you love candles. I know you love your scents. I got you this, Carolina Breeze scented candle. And then you get all set up. You like turn down the lights.
I'm in the bath.
You're like in the bath. You can't escape. And then you light it and it's just a fart. I'm going to do that.
Well, now I know.
Awesome. We have so many games we're playing too. We want to talk about those. And then our Giganto news section. But first, we have another sponsor to shout out. This episode is sponsored by Factor.
Yes.
It is fall. We are trying to shake off a real kind of mini heat wave that's happening right now.
It's cool now.
I want the fall weather to get here because I want to get into that mood because it always feels like fall is just like resetting things, you get busier routines, you're getting ready for the holidays.
That's right.
We had daylight savings, so the days are shorter, which means finding the time to cook is not easy.
It's very hectic in the fall as the season gets going, for sure. So it's so nice that Factor has all of these amazing meal options that you can very quickly heat up. It's never frozen. There's tons of menu options as well. And you can get even like premium seafood at no extra cost, which is pretty awesome.
Yes, they have been working on expanding the menu offerings. You mentioned the seafood.
Yes.
Asian-inspired meals.
Those are good.
Those are good?
Those are good.
Chinese, Thai food, wow, that's great. The new Mediterranean diet, if you're on some sort of a specific diet that you
yummy.
want to adhere to, you can do that with Factor. But most importantly, the food just tastes good.
It does taste really good.
It tastes good, and it's enough to fill you up.
That's another thing,
And as
too.
a growing boy, that's all I care about.
Sometimes when you get those meals, they're too small.
No.
But this is like nutritionally balanced so that it can totally
We've
fill
all
you
had
up.
the TV dinner where it's like, oh, look at that. That looks massive, and that looks like that's going to be
It's this
amazing. And it's like, this little sad
like a
little
little
thing.
sad
No, that's
thing.
not what's
It's
going
not
on.
what this
That's
is.
not what's going on here.
Yeah.
So eat smart at factormeals.com/Kit and Krysta 50 off. Yes, and use code Kit and Krysta 50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code Kit and Krysta 50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
Kit and Krysta 50 off. All right.
Games we're playing. I have 3 indie games, but I want you to start us off with your update on Hyrule Warriors.
I am having so much fun with Hyrule Warriors. I
good.
really like it so far.
Nice.
So they got me because at first I was like, I'll just play for the main story.
Yeah.
And, I'm very focused on the main missions and getting through the story that I'm so interested in.
Yeah.
But then they did a thing that I could not escape. And you know what this is. They had a map. And on the map, they had little
Towers?
side missions that you can do to fill in the map.
Oh, good.
And now I'm hooked.
All right.
Now I'm doing all the side things to fill in the map because I can't resist filling in a Zelda map.
Okay.
And it's like a very specific obsession.
What do you
that
get?
I have.
What does that accomplish for you?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Good.
Absolutely nothing. Just the
Yeah.
satisfaction of seeing the map turn from red to blue when I fill in the map.
All right.
But anyhow, I'm having a good time. I will say that if I wasn't interested in the story, the gameplay is pretty repetitive. It's a Muso game.
What does that mean? Don't start with that.
It's just like, you're just hack and slashing and like you're not doing anything. You're kind of like,
It's just like hack and slashing.
you're not doing anything extremely different. There are some parts of it where...
What are you doing at Mario? You're running and jumping.
But the levels all feel really different and the landscapes feel different. Like, it's different, than you fighting your 20th Bokoblin captain and you're just slashing around. It is a...
Fart candle for you.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the only thing. Like, the gameplay itself, I'm not like, this is the most fun gameplay ever. I can't wait to kill the next moblin. Yay. But it's fine. You get a lot of characters. I have unlocked tons
Oh, really?
of characters at this point.
What are some of the more interesting characters?
So I've unlocked like the big sort of sages from every region at this point. So I have the Rito, the Gerudo, the Gorons. I have the Zora. All of them play differently. They have some different weapons that you can be choosing from. You're doing a lot of different like elemental types of things. I do really like using those Zonai devices. I've gotten a ton of Zonai devices at this point as well that I can very freely switch between and in a quick key to different characters. That's really fun.
Yeah.
There is this very mysterious construct that they teased in one of the trailers that's kind of paired with a little Korok friend. That character has a really fun move set with kind of like a sword and shield, very Link-esque.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the characters are very interesting and really fun to play as. Obviously, they have story connected to them as well. But yeah, the gameplay itself though is pretty repetitive, I would say.
Any more zany characters?
Not really. It's very straightforward. It's like Hylian warrior.
No tingle.
No tingle. I think the Korok is probably the zaniest.
There's only one Korok?
There's only the one Korok.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a theory about that Korok.
I do have a theory about that.
Is that a spoiler if you say it?
Yeah, I don't think I should say any of this stuff.
You seem pretty certain that's
I'm pretty
what's going on.
I'm pretty excited about that, honestly.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about the reveal that I saw last night and what this means. Because I think it's cool. I think it's a neat way of doing it. I think it's clever. So I'm excited about that and learning more about like unraveling the story a bit more.
Yeah.
The other thing with these characters too is like, remember how last week I was telling you that this big thing is going to happen? And that's going to be like a catalyst to the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So the thing did happen. I was kind of disappointed in the characters' reaction to the thing happening. I was like, oh, that was not as dramatic.
Lack of a reaction?
Yeah. It's not as dramatic as I thought it should have been. Not as emotional as I thought it should have been. Like, this is a really severe thing that happens. And you would think that these characters would have like a very emotional reaction, but it was very like, it was kind of cold. So I didn't love that. I didn't love the characterization of that, unfortunately. But otherwise, I'm doing great. I just finished the Gerudo section.
Yeah.
And now again another sort of big story thing has happened. So I have my next mission all ready to go. But yeah, and it's cool. You get access to the depths. You get access to the Sky Islands.
Talk more about the range of stages that you have.
Yeah, you're fighting in all three layers.
There was a part where you were like, everything's very red.
It's still very red.
Every stage has that?
It's like pretty much in Hyrule, you got a blood moon going like forever.
What about up high?
Up high is okay. It's not red up high, and it's dark in the depths, obviously. But yeah, that's another kind of unfortunate thing is Hyrule does not look pretty right now. It's gross because Ganon is here,
right?
Obviously, so that's not super exciting. And I'm telling you, the stages all look exactly the same. Like every time you go to Hyrule to fight anything, like I mean, if you're fighting the Gerudo, you're in a desert. That's fine, whatever. You're in like a swamp if you're fighting with the Zoras. But like if you're just doing like these Hyrule field kind of fights, it's just the same. Like it's got the little wooden fence, you know. You got the 100 bokoblins. Right. You got a big Hinox, or you got a big Moblin. You're just fighting that guy in the same exact environment.
That's too bad. That seems like a missed opportunity.
Under the blood moon, and you're just like, I literally just saw this like.
Yeah.
A second ago.
Have you tried the multiplayer yet?
We're gonna try that together.
We're gonna try that soon.
I have not tried them. It seems like it's very easy to like jump into a multiplayer game, which is cool. But we haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any sense of like how far along through this you might be?
I think I'm close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the main story is that long.
All right.
I think it's like 15 to 18 hours for the main story.
All right, good. So another week or two for you to go based on your projection of these things.
I think I'm 10 hours in at this point. But then I'm also doing those side missions. So, yeah.
Okay.
I got to fill that map in. They got me.
Yes.
Once again.
Must. I'm checking out some indie games. So a health update on me. So for the last several weeks, I had this crazy thing on my hand because I had an accident and had to have surgery on my finger.
Yes.
Which meant I could play games one-handed for the most part.
That's right.
And there were some other games where I was kind of clubbing my way through it because I had this thing that I couldn't take off. So time has passed and I no longer have to wear that thing all the time. The finger is getting better. I got cleared to actually go back to using a controller, which was great.
Yay!
Because
you brought your Pro Controller into your physical therapist.
I brought it in. I was like, "Can I do this?" And he said yes. So that's great because I was wrapping up Pokemon. And it's like, it was good that I had the last two games I were playing were Final Fantasy Tactics and Pokemon, like a bit more slower pace. It's like, all right, I can I can get
you played Pokemon basically one-handed.
I did, yes.
Amazing.
So congratulations to me. But I was like, the games I want to play after this and the games that are coming out are a bit more, I don't know if I can do them one-handed. So I'm kind of hoping.
Metroid.
I'm kind of hoping he says yes, and he did. So that's been great. That's opened up all the possibilities for me of what I can play.
Yay, back to gaming.
So I was surprised to find out that this game Viewfinder is coming to Nintendo Switch. Do you remember Viewfinder?
I do. I was going to say that was like one of your games of the year.
Was that last year or was that the year before? I can't.
The year before.
So 2023.
23. Yep, and that was on your top 10 games of the year.
That was pretty high on my top 10
Very
games
high.
of the year, and I played it on a PS5, and it just seemed like, all right, well, it's just not going to be on a Switch. But now they're releasing it on a Switch. I think it comes out in December, so they sent me an early version to check out. And I love this game, but I was very eager to find out how it runs on a Switch. This is not a Switch 2 game, it's a Switch 1 game, which it's a curious decision because that game, I think, could benefit from the power.
Yeah.
So basically, the concept of this game, it's sort of a first-person puzzle game, is you have this camera and you can take pictures of the world and then you can place them on the world and they go from being a flat picture to being an actual three-dimensional area that you can now interact with.
It's amazing.
And it's brilliant. Like, again, it's a game that's like, I don't know how you did this. Like, you have created something entirely original, and I finished the game on PS5. Like, they just kept ramping that up and introducing new mechanics and new spins on that. It's like, this is amazing. But it did strike me as a pretty technically challenging game. The good news is, like, it just works on a Switch. Like,
nice.
You can still do all of that stuff. Like, they haven't had to compromise that mechanic or that effect at all, which was a question that I had.
Right.
You know, like, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know. Maybe it's not that taxing. Maybe
it seemed like it would be from like just because the game was so open to the pictures you could take and place.
Any way you want to do it, and it seemed like you could just chain these endlessly. I haven't tried. Like, maybe there's some limit of like the game doesn't make you do this, but you could if you wanted to just keep taking pictures and chaining them and creating these platforms.
Yeah.
And moving around. Maybe there's some limit with that. I don't know. I haven't found it. The graphics are downgraded, but I wouldn't say like a huge amount, which I actually think is a win for them because it looked quite nice on the PS5. It had a lot of nice details. The scenery looked very beautiful. So I think they've been able to retain. I think it's just like we have a nice art style versus like we're really pushing pixels.
Yeah, it's got like a very artistic, almost like a drawing type of painterly type of style.
I'm about to ban the word painterly from you.
Why?
I think you've said that about.
But it does.
I think you've said that word about 10 times too many this year.
But it does. It looks painterly.
That's something for us to discuss later.
What?
Banned.
How am I supposed to describe it then?
Banned. Find a new word.
For the people.
I'll give you a fart candle and a thesaurus. You can figure it out. You would not mistake them. Like if you looked at the difference, you're like, oh, that's a Switch version. That's a downgraded version. I haven't heard if they're going to offer any sort of a Switch 2 version or an upgrade. I think that would be nice. I think that would be a great game to have on the Switch 2.
Yeah.
I'm just glad to have it. Like I totally like fell right into it. I was like, oh, an hour's passed and I've just been playing this game that I played before just because it's so fun and so original. There's really nothing else like it.
Do they have new content in the game?
Not that I could tell. It seems to be pretty much what was there before. Again, I do hope they do some sort of a Switch 2 thing. It is interesting that all these years later, it's now coming.
I know, 2 years
to the Switch. This really came out of nowhere. They're like, oh, we're doing this. Like, well, great, but I was not. You surprised me with that.
Yeah.
So again, that's coming out in December. I have also been checking out a game. You can't wait to hear what this is. Called Dunkadillo. Dunkadillo.
Is it something to do with an armadillo?
It does.
Do you roll around? Can I start guessing?
So you play as an armadillo who, when it rolls up, turns into a basketball.
Oh my goodness!
And you bounce around on this kind of 2D platforming area. So it's kind of a 2D platformer. But what's interesting is like you are constantly bouncing. You never stop to walk around. So
you're always a basketball?
You're always bouncing. You can do the controls are very limited. So you bounce around on your own and you can jump that way. And then when you press a button and you're in the air, you'll kind of pop out and he'll do like a little boost, like a double jump.
Okay.
That's kind of all the moves you can do, or at the point that I am. Like, that's everything that you can do.
Is it basketball? Are you like going into a hoop?
The way the stages end is you go through a hoop, but besides that, that's it. So I don't know how they cooked up this idea, but it works. It's very fun. And it seems, at first I was like, oh, this is a pretty simple idea. Like, I don't know, this seems like you might get tired of this.
Yeah.
But like, I've played through like the first whole like world of stages.
And you're interested still.
They do a good job of like keep introducing new ideas, new things you can do, like just new little like gimmicky things in the stages. So I was like, all right, this is pretty interesting. Dunkadillo, and you can collect these little like collectibles that will unlock different costumes. The whole thing has like what is that like 90s aesthetic?
Like the Rugrats aesthetic?
Like the little...
Like Pizza Tower?
Like in Saved by the Bell, that little like burger joint they're always going to. What is that called?
Like that neon kind of
It's got that sort of aesthetic.
Vaporware.
Yes.
Aesthetic.
It's got that going for it.
Vapor wave, I think is what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this... Again, it's not the most complex game out there, but I did think it was fun. I did think it was novel. I think it's just fun to bounce
Great
around
name.
as this armadillo. So that's out on Switch. That's what I was playing it on. And then the last game I wanted to talk about is Absolum, which I mentioned a few weeks ago. I picked up, but I could not play this game one-handed.
Yeah.
So I had to set it aside. Like, well, when the time comes, I will come back to this. So
the time has come.
I did, and this game is really good. So I had a feeling I would like it, but now that I'm actually able to properly play it with two hands, it really
it's like a roguelike beat 'em up.
Yes, it's a roguelike beat 'em up. Basically, think like we have translated the mechanics of powering up in Hades to this other genre, which like is happening in all
Every
these.
game.
Like how long will this be? I was like, it's blank but like Hades.
Yes.
Fill in the blank
but Hades.
genre.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Like this ball pit game. That's also on my list to check out.
Yeah.
It's very high on that. But the thing that stood out to me is like, yes, the roguelike mechanic is good and fun and it adds a lot, but like I think this would really stand on its own really well of just a standalone beat 'em up even without that. Like every component of this is like super well done. Like visually looks great. It's got this kind of like high-end fantasy comic book thing going for it. Like the music, you can tell like they recorded stuff. Like it's really good. Like they're trying with a story. The characters seem interesting. The world seems to be cohesive. There's like branching paths that you can go on to go through this big world map, so that when you're doing your runs, you have a bit more control over having a unique playthrough every time where it's like, oh, I prefer this path with this character. There's a whole other multiplayer component to it that I haven't tried, and it seems like if you play multiplayer, there is some unique story content that's only available through the multiplayer. So that's all this, and there's different characters that you can unlock as well, and you kind of unlock them in a way that makes sense to the story. Like I kept running into this character in my runs, and then eventually she was like, all right, I'll
join you.
I'll meet you at your base. So it's not just like, a thing flashing on the screen. So I think that's, those classic beat 'em ups, like they're cheesy.
Yeah.
That's what makes them kind of fun. But this is not cheesy in any way.
But it's very well thought
It's like no, we really are like showing some respect to this genre versus like you're a Jean-Claude Van Damme guy in a dirty bar from the 80s and we're ripping off some action movie. It's like
exactly.
We are really like
you're wearing like camo and like a headband.
Exactly. It's like no, we're going for this and like we're going to treat this with a lot of respect and love, and it's like, oh, there's not a lot.
Very rare for beat 'em ups.
There's not a lot of beat 'em ups
very rare
that take this approach. So that's all without the roguelike elements. So there's a lot of points, within like you'll clear a thing and a thing will pop up, and just like Hades, it's like here's two choices, pick one or the other.
Yeah.
So
booms,
far
you got booms.
It's been a lot of like elemental stuff. So like fire, electricity, air, water. And then there's a lot of variations on building those up. There's also these kind of like equipment things that you can get that will give you different abilities. Like there was one that boosted, like if I picked up a rock and threw it at somebody, that would do more damage. Or like some guys, they drop like a throwing axe, and you can throw that, so those would become more powerful. You can also hire these underlings to go out with you.
Yeah.
That was another thing. Like, all right, your underlings will be more powerful. So there's a lot of complexity to this game, and it just speaks to, how great that the Hades format is, that you can just drop it in all these different genres. The characters that I have, it's like a dwarf with like a blunderbuss kind of gun.
Okay.
The one that's got the
curvy
ends.
Yes. Yeah, like a pirate.
Basically like a shotgun.
Yeah.
And there was another one who was a character who had like a really big sword, but it was a bit more fast. And then this character that I just unlocked has like robotic limbs or something. So like she would punch, and the arm would like an Inspector Gadget kind of thing.
Like spring out the arm.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just unlocked her, and I haven't tried her out, but a lot of range in the characters, and I think there's at least one more that I still need to get.
Nice.
So I'm liking this a lot.
Good.
I think it's cool.
New take on beat 'em up.
Ball Pit is next. Yes.
Yes.
Let's move on to the news.
Yes, this huge news section. We gotta get through this.
Oh boy, this is gonna take a while.
Okay, we gotta get through it. We gotta get through it.
So, the Mario movie Direct is coming again. By the time we have, you've heard this. Our reaction will be there. The trailer will be there. But there was this interesting leak that happened
The cookies.
over the weekend with the Pillsbury cookies, where it did reveal the design of Yoshi, which I saw this and I texted it to you. And interestingly, like I had just assumed that we knew what Yoshi would look like because we knew Yoshi was coming.
Right, but then we didn't know what Yoshi would look like.
Then I had to take a beat. I was like, wait, we actually haven't seen Yoshi.
This is our first time. I was more interested in the cookie.
Yes, you're like, I want to get these cookies. I want to get the Pokemon soup.
But Yoshi's here. He doesn't look any different than we would have expected, I guess. And he obviously
more lizard-like.
We were saying that he looks kind of. You can see like the little like lizard skin.
Yeah,
that sounds gross. But you know what I mean. Like there's like scales almost on his little nosy. It's very cute. Very cute. Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, this is kind of how you knew. Like people started speculating, like, oh, your trailer's coming because they
Thank you, Cookie.
They time all these partners that have different promotions happening or branded things happening, but every now and then one of these will sneak through. So yeah, that was a fun little thing that happened over the weekend.
I think it's funny how they really tell you that it's safe to eat it raw.
Safe to eat raw, yes. Our refrigerated cookie dough is ready to eat raw because we use heat-treated flour, pasteurized eggs, and ready-to-eat manufacturing. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Do you like raw cookie dough?
No, I do not.
Really? I kind of do, but then
I like fresh baked cookies.
But then it was like, oh, that's really bad for you, so I got scared. I don't really do it so much anymore, even if it is irradiated flour or whatever they're calling it. Well, all right, so we're moving on because that already has happened. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed again.
Yes.
The original date was May 26th next year. The new date is November 19th. So right getting up into that Black Friday business.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Here is what they had to say. Hi, everyone. Grand Theft Auto 6 will now release on Thursday, November 19th, 2026. We are sorry for adding additional time to what we realize has been a long wait, but these extra months will allow us to finish the game with the level of polish you have come to expect and deserve.
Oh, boy.
You deserve this.
I deserve this.
You deserve to keep waiting.
I deserved Pokemon voice acting. I didn't get that. So I definitely deserve to wait for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Definitely pour one out for the homies who won't make it.
That's over a year from now. That's a lot of homies that won't make it.
That's even more, unfortunately. What was your reaction to seeing this news?
My reaction was like, here comes the wave of people changing their plans yet again to avoid coming out.
Pokemon Gen 10?
At the same... Oh, my God. To avoid...
Titans collide!
Collab coming.
Oh,
Pokemon
crossover?
Grand Theft Auto.
Pokemon and that's Pal World.
Oh,
Pal World and Grand Theft Auto. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I was not surprised at all. They, when they picked the date in May, they kind of gave themselves this wiggle room because for them, it's like, we need to be in this fiscal year. Right. So they're not changing it out of the fiscal year. And honestly, they still have a bit of an out. If it's like, oh, we need a few more months, like you could push this to March, March 31st.
You could do it,
and
yeah.
still technically do it. Like, that would be a bit ridiculous. I don't think that would be good.
3 delays.
They really should stick to this new date.
Yeah.
But
they're like one of those publishers that's like, we do what we want.
Yeah.
It's ready when it's ready.
I believe that they need this much time to polish this up.
I can't wait.
They don't want this game to be a joke or a mess when it comes out, and
the expectations are so high too.
Yeah, and they just need this game to be a huge hit, and I think it will be. So I'm not upset by this. I'm not surprised by this.
Yeah.
But I do think they should really stick to that date.
They probably should.
I
think
think
they would want to. They would want to.
That's probably the best possible date out of all these scenarios, yes. Okay, we learned a bunch about the Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimensions DLC.
Yes.
Which we were talking a little bit about last week. So let's go through some of the details. There was some trailers and information that came out. So this is coming out on December 10th. Mm-hmm. So
relatively soon.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
You do have to finish the main game to get access to this. And something that's new and interesting in this is, so basically you go into this new area called hyperspace, and when you're in there, you can actually battle Pokemon who are over level 100.
Whoa.
So that freaked some people out, because it was like, it's a level 150, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow, that's going to be strong. I'm not that way. And it seems that the way that this works is, in hyperspace, they have this mechanic with this character who cooks you donuts. So you can create and consume these donuts to boost your Pokemon levels in hyperspace.
Still not a potato mochi. Better than
those
croissant curry.
The donuts look good, actually.
There you go.
I don't think it boosts your level when you're back in the real world.
It's only in that mega dimension.
How do you compare this to the Elden Ring, the way the Elden Ring DLC did it? Isn't it, that kind of reminded me of this, actually. What do Pokemon and Elden Ring have in common?
Oh.
Because you did things that boosted your level, but only in those areas, right?
Yeah, you have to collect this one specific thing, and I guess it could be the donuts, but it would boost your attack and defense, but only in the DLC.
That's exactly what this is.
So I think, the donuts, though.
That's exactly what this is.
Yeah, the donuts.
So, people were saying, like, okay, this seems like a run-based game where you're going in, you're getting this resource, you're making the donut to level yourself up, and you're going a little bit deeper, getting more stuff, coming back, continuing to level up.
Yeah.
So people were saying, like, well, maybe the Splatoon side order is actually a good comparison for this, which is unexpected. There's also new Mega Evolutions for you to find and get. We already knew it was $30 because you could buy this for a long time before we even knew what this was. I think it's interesting. Do you think you'll get it?
I'm going to wait and see what people think of it.
I think I am too. There seems like there's plenty to do in the game if I wanted to go back without dropping $30.
Not sure I'm into this mechanic that much either. So
I tend to be late to get a lot of this Nintendo DLC for whatever reason. Like, I didn't get the Splatoon DLC until last summer. It was like last summer I got it.
Yeah, you got it like a year later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I never got like the Mario Party DLC. I did get all the Zelda DLCs. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
wait and see.
Wait and see with this.
$30 is kind of a lot
as well. It kind of is, yeah. Okay, the big news that happened today, as of us recording this, is that we did get a launch date for Pokopia.
I can never remember the name of this game, but Pokopia.
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 Pokopia, no.
I was like, Pokepedia?
Pokepedia.
Like I thought it was some sort of encyclopedia, but no. It's
Pokopia.
It's Pokopia.
Right, so that game is coming out on March 5th, which, okay, but the surprises continue. There is a physical version of this that will be a game key card.
Yes.
And it costs $70.
Yes, you were shocked.
I did not expect some of it.
This was going to be a $30 game.
Well,
in your dreams.
When they showed the trailer, my feeling was this will be a digital-only game. It'll be a little bit smaller in scope, might be like $30, $40. And there's not going to be a physical version of this. So
Boy, were you wrong.
I really was, because there is a physical version, and it's $70, and it's a game key card.
Why does this screenshot that we're looking at right now, why does this look like Link's Awakening?
It really does.
Did they use the same engine? It's freaking me out.
And then also, Nintendo released today this strange video of like, here's how to use a game key card.
Why did they release this video?
With this awful Mumford & Sons hand clap and
whistling music.
With a toy piano music that just
irked people to no end.
Baffling. Like, we know what a game key card is. We don't like them.
Yeah, it's not like we don't know what it is. It's
Right.
that people don't like them at all.
Right.
The other thing is that they really like use this game as like the example
Yes.
of the game key card.
Right.
Which was like, that's...
It's a weird thing. It's like, oh, well, we've never done one of these before, so nobody would have bothered to learn what it is. So, oh, we're doing one, so we better tell them now. Versus, like, I don't know, a lot of people have been using these. I think people...
And I think people know what they are.
I think people get it. I think people know. So
This has been a conversation since the launch of the system.
Right. I'd be curious to know, like, the conversation that led to that piece.
Being created.
Because I'm sure there were a lot of people like, we should not do this. We can't do this. No, not on my watch. And it's like, yes, we are.
Here comes the narrator. Here comes the tiny piano.
Comments are on.
Comments are on.
I think I saw, like, somebody looked at the likes to dislikes. It was, 2/3 disliked. Very highly disliked.
I mean, can they be... They're not surprised by that, I'm sure.
Yeah. There's a lot... $70 for this game seems like a real stretch.
That's really expensive.
Did you have the feeling that this was going to be a $70 game? Like a full-size game?
This game costs as much as Donkey Kong Bonanza. Let's put that into perspective for a second.
That's not what I saw coming at all.
I won't be getting this game.
No.
Unless someone says you have to play it because it's incredible.
And the game key card thing, so it did tell you actually the size of the game. I guess it's 10 gigs.
Yeah.
And we know the size of those key cards, or the size of the standard game cards is 64 gigs. So there's obviously a lot of empty space. But up to this point, all the first party stuff has been pure on the cartridge.
I know.
What do you think happened here?
I think they want to save some money. I mean, what do you think is going to happen now that they've broken the seal and they have the first Nintendo game on a game key card?
I don't know. What do you think, Krysta?
Do you think more games are going to come to game key card from Nintendo now? Because
What do you think?
Well, do you think so, or do you think now that they've broken the seal, is the next Mario game a game key card?
I think this is. Well, so this is an interesting case because there's Pokemon involved. It's not a strictly Nintendo decision. So it could have been Pokemon pushing for this. There are other partners involved versus Nintendo just having the say themselves. I do think they'll look closely at the result of this. Unfortunately, I think that the combination of a game key card plus $70 is not a great look for this game.
No.
So if they were hoping to get some positive feedback, I don't think this is going to be the thing that's going to give them that. I mean, it sounds silly, but like when it comes to Nintendo, like it's fair to say anything can happen at any time. Like never rule out anything.
Oh no.
No. That was something we did at work when after a few people had left. This was in like 2018 or 19 or something. We were trying to get to the bottom of like, is there a problem? Is there a reason that these people were leaving?
Oh, because they quit.
Right, because we lost some people on the team.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, what's happening? Do we need to make some changes? Is something happening? And in that meeting, somebody was like, anybody could leave at any time.
Yeah.
We just have to come to grips with that.
We have to come to grips with it.
And
that person was also very like dour because he was like, this is a business. Anything can happen at any time. No one cares.
Well, this is a business too. So anything can happen.
That's my point.
Right. And
that's my point.
They, try to predict the exact moves of Nintendo at your own peril because you're going to be wrong a lot of the time.
Yeah.
We do our best. But don't expect us to be right 100%.
No one is right 100%. Even Nintendo is wrong when they try to predict their own moves.
I don't know. That would obviously save them a lot of money.
Yeah.
Again, they have the copious amounts of feedback available to them of
I
how
do
their core
wonder,
fans feel.
Like, we talk so much about the bubble audience just in this very podcast. of the game keycard haters. But I do wonder if they have data that's like, well, no, the majority of the audience is buying a game keycard and they don't care. They can't tell the difference. They don't care.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Check back in a year. I don't know. I don't think there's anything happening like imminently in this space, but I do think it's something they're keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
They do continue to defend game key cards. It doesn't seem like they're going away. It sounds like there's some issues with like their if you hear these things of like, oh, the company that manufactures game cartridges, like they're having some sort of problem. So
maybe trying to future-proof it a little bit.
I don't know.
The line in the video slayed me though. It was like, this is a game key card. It doesn't contain the game at all.
It has no game data at all.
And then people were like, please stop. Whoever had the guts to write that script,
yeah.
Man.
I'm going to tell them like it is.
I'm going to slow applause
Can't
you.
sugarcoat this.
Because that is some
Facts.
brazen stuff.
Yeah.
Like, dang, you did not care at all. Okay.
Man. That was surprising, yes. Let's continue on because it just keeps going. We have some information about the Switch 2 version of Sonic Racing Crossworlds that people, including myself, have been waiting for. So it is coming on December 4th, the same date as Metroid Prime 4. If you have the game already on the base Switch, it's a $10 upgrade. So that seems okay. There is still a physical version coming that is not a game key card.
Yay.
But it's not coming until next year.
Okay.
So if you want this on a Switch 2,
you
now
have to get
this
digital.
is the way to do it. So I will be doing this gladly. Mm-hmm. They did also.
Well, you already have the Switch 1 version.
I'm gonna get the
so
upgrade.
You're gonna get that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They did also go through the technical specs. So let's look at this. Our friend OJ ran these down. So docked single and two-player split screen is 1440p at 60 frames per second. Docked four-player split screen, 1440 at 30 frames per second. Mm-hmm. Handheld single-player and two-player split screen, 1080p at 60 frames per second. And then handheld four-player, that's 1080p at 30.
It's not bad.
Which seems acceptable.
It's very acceptable.
I would say. Yeah, I've been going back and checking on this periodically.
How is it now that you're playing with two hands?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah.
You haven't had to have some sort of learning curve?
Well, I played... Remember, this game came out before I had this problem, so I do have some experience playing it with two hands. But they have been releasing more characters. So yes. Joker is out. Ichiban is out.
From Yakuza, which is exciting.
I didn't fully understand the way they were handling all of these characters because I think I mentioned when what was the character? When I was talking about Minecraft, I was like, oh, I can't wait to play the Ichiban stage. That's going to be cool to be racing through Kamurocho.
Yeah.
So those characters actually don't get stages, unfortunately.
That's so sad.
I had a moment where I was like, wait, where's the stage? It's like, oh, there's not one.
Oh, that's too
Rats.
bad. Maybe they'll do it in the future.
Maybe not.
Oh.
So you just get the character, you get, like, they have a special vehicle, there are some things that they bring, but there's no...
But not a stage.
Those seem to be, like, the real, like, premium, I think SpongeBob is the next one that's going to have.
You have to have Bikini Bottom if you're going to SpongeBob.
Right,
you know?
That'll be cool. So I think that's one of the next big ones to release, so that'll be great. But yeah, this game is a great surprise, I really like it. I do think this will be very... welcome addition to this game because I think it looks good for what it is, but there is kind of a cap on how good it can look.
Yeah,
it's like, come on, let me just see this.
It's going to look great.
I'd like to see this look a little bit sharper.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen. So that's great.
Awesome.
We have arrived at our last story.
Oh boy, that was a marathon.
We spent a lot of time last week talking about Nintendo's financials, and now Sony has released their financials.
Oh.
So we got some info on the PlayStation Business Org.
Oh, the PlayStation.
The org.
Huh?
So let's run through some of this stuff. So they have now shipped 84.2 million PS5s. That's up by 4 million about. There are 119 million monthly active users on PSN. Mm-hmm. We don't know how many of those are still on a PS4. Remember, that was the big thing.
That was a big thing, yeah. They moved them over.
From a while ago, we don't know.
Yeah.
There were 80 million units of software sold last quarter. 6.3 million of those were first-party software. And Ghost of Yotei, we got an update that they have sold 3.3 million.
Nice.
Your reaction to all of this?
These seem really solid. I mean, seems like they are holding their own, so to speak, with what they got going. I don't think it's like groundbreaking or anything like that, but seems like they are doing okay.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
And again, you have to contrast it with like the full teardown that Xbox is doing, where they're trying to just
rebuild the entire thing.
their whole business. And it's not as good as what Nintendo's doing, but Nintendo just launched a new system, so it's not going to be.
Yeah. This is
it does feel like, I don't know, you hear these rumors like, oh, the PlayStation 6 is coming in 2027. So it's like, oh, we're kind of close to getting that machine all ramped up. And you look at like how few and far between the games.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The first party games are.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say that it's like, I can't say that Sony is hitting on all cylinders with the PS5.
Yeah.
And I think that's just going to be the story of this system, which was this was a really good piece of hardware.
Yeah, had a rocky start with it being not available because of manufacturing challenges.
A weird and rocky start.
Yeah, and then it sort of found its way, but then they just had such a drought in terms of first-party software.
That never hit its full
It never
potential.
hit its full stride.
That's always how I feel about the PS5. I was like, I wish I had more reasons to play my PS5, because whenever I play my PS5,
it's amazing.
I have a great time.
Yes.
But now it's
beautiful.
It's been a little while now since I played the PS5, since there's been so much stuff on the Switch too. But at the drop of a hat, I would
Ghost of Yotei.
Go back, yes. Ghost of Yotei.
You can play it now.
Is kind of like an immediate backlog. You should share that with me. Oh, you can't?
I cannot.
You can't share that with me.
I'm sorry.
That would have been nice. But yeah, that's just kind of the feeling of like, well, I guess this generation's like we'll get Wolverine.
Are we really getting a PS6 in 2027?
Yeah.
You think so?
We're getting something. Are you excited for that?
No.
I'm not excited. I don't think many people are excited at all.
I want them to do more with this.
I agree. I think there's a lot more that you could do with that. Think of the people who bought a PS5 Pro.
Oh,
just waiting for...
We know someone.
Really? Oh.
He played Ghost of Yotei.
I'm not sure who you're mentioning, but okay. Interesting. Yeah, it just feels like that's going to be the story of this whole generation of a lot of potential.
Not quite realized.
Didn't always live up to it.
But not sucky.
Absolutely not. No. I love the PS5. I love this PS5.
Yeah, that's what, and the numbers
I want to love it more.
The numbers are also not sucky. It's not. It's not blow your socks off wonderful, but it's not sucky.
But I think they've had some spin on these numbers. Like, well, it's been the most profitable generation ever.
Well, because it's more expensive.
They've had their takes on how
everyone has a take.
Present this. Well,
everyone has.
Some people don't.
Okay, well that's different.
Some people are struggling to get takes.
They don't have a take available to them. If you have an available take, you better do something with it. You know?
Right. So
I know. I love my PS5,
it's like,
and I do play it a lot.
What are the games? Wolverine. There's that other game from the Returnal people. I'm forgetting the name of that game.
Oh yes.
Got that funny name.
Yeah, there's
I mean, there will always be.
What is that game that they announced at the end of the TJs last year? Interstellar.
Oh yeah, that one. The Naughty Dog game.
The Naughty Dog
There'll
game.
Be that.
Yeah, that one looks good. Interesting.
Right. But I just don't know how much. There will always be the third-party support. There will always be. That'll always be a great.
They got Halo.
They got Halo.
The console wars are over because PlayStation has a Halo.
That will always be a great place to play third-party games and increasingly Xbox games.
Yes.
But I just don't know how much more.
My beloved Infinity Nikki.
I'm just not expecting much more beyond that.
My most played PS5 game.
Unfortunately.
Infinity Nikki.
You're still loving the PS Portal? The Portal?
I use it all the time. I barely turn on my PS5.
Every now and then I have a thought of like, I should get one of those. But then it's like, wait, I have the Steam Deck that has the little app that does exactly the same thing. So I don't. I like
the way the Portal feels though.
Yeah.
That controller is, the way that they shaped the controller.
It's a PlayStation controller.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Like it's very comfortable.
Yeah. So they recently added the game streaming for games that you have. Have you tried that?
I have not tried that.
At all?
No. But I basically exclusively play PS5 games on my Portal.
Interesting.
Yeah. Ghost of Yotei, I looked at it on the big TV because it was pretty.
Yeah.
But then
When are you going back to that?
I need to finish
That's
Hyrule
a
Wars.
perpetual backlog for you as well.
I know. I want to go back to it.
Are you going to do that after? Because it's going to be time for Kirby. Maybe this is your Thanksgiving game.
Well, Kirby, I'm not going to play that many hours of Kirby. I'll just jump in and out. So I can definitely play Ghost of Yotei at the same time as Kirby.
Oh.
Unless the Kirby story mode is like amazing.
Yeah.
Don't know about that yet.
All right.
The cat with eyes. I need to know.
One of us needs to play it for Game of the Year purposes.
I am playing
I think that should be you.
Why can't you play? You have 2 hands down.
I'm playing a lot of other things too.
You should play this game.
Okay.
You were the one that was supposed to play in the first place, and then you couldn't, so I had to take up the yoke.
Wow. Blaming the injured. That's what we got over here. I love it. Great. Let's move on from this massive news section, my gosh, on to the questions from our community. And as always, we get these from our Patreon community. That's patreon.com/Kit and Krysta. Check us out. Let's start with a question from Baby Chris. Hi, Kit and Krysta. With Metroid Prime 4 still shrouded in mystery after nearly a decade since its announcement, I wanted to ask, do you think there's a bit of superstition or hesitation from Nintendo about revealing too much, similar to how Duke Nukem Forever became infamous for its long development cycle? Also, when it comes to new releases, are you the type to research and read up on everything, watching trailers, checking wikis, and diving into lore, or do you prefer to keep things light, just getting a sense of whether you'll like the game, and then waiting to experience it fresh? Well, didn't you know they released a trailer?
They released a trailer.
That solved all the problems.
You should be convinced.
That solved all the problems.
Why aren't you convinced after they released a trailer with just footage that you've seen before?
It's very interesting that Baby Chris mentions Duke Nukem, because you
God.
actually made that reference before we came in here to record this.
I know. So I've been, you know, we made that video about Metroid 4 marketing, and I've been looking at what Nintendo's been doing so far. And yes, they have those previews coming this Friday, but they have been doing like a little bit more stuff on social media. They released a couple more, like not trailers, but just like little bits of gameplay footage. But I was like very baffled by just like the tone and the language that they were using around Metroid Prime 4, which is to me very opposite of what a Metroid Prime game, what the DNA of a Metroid Prime game is. So like they have this thing right now that we were joking and laughing about in our community, which is called Metroid Mondays. It looks to be just like an email, like email marketing that you're getting, but it's like the text was Metroid Mondays, and then it was like let it go boom was like the little subtext, and then there was no other information.
Play the Slipknot song.
Play the Slipknot song, watch another 5-second replay of footage that you've seen before.
Right.
And then today, or maybe it was yesterday, on the Nintendo Twitter, I saw that they had this like little 5-second clip of that scene where Samus is on Viola and riding through this like empty desert. And it was
not a great looking clip they chose.
Not the best clip, because there's a lot of questions about that portion of whatever they showed in that direct.
Yeah.
Of like, is this an empty world? But the text for that was, what was it? It was like, let the wheels hit the dust, or something like that.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah.
And play the Slipknot song again.
Play that song. And you're like, yeah, soon. But it was just confusing to me, because it not only have they not done like any sort of given us real information about this game, they've also just lost the script, in my opinion, on like the tone and the really like what makes a Metroid Prime game so special. And it is not, let's see things go boom. That is not what makes a Metroid game special.
You know who wouldn't have allowed this? Jeff Miller. And so Jeff Miller used to be the head of the Treehouse, and he retired a couple years before we left. And he was really like a steward of the Metroid Prime games. Like if you go back to the original Metroid Prime game, he's
in the credits.
He's like listed as a producer. Like he was really instrumental.
Yes.
And like he's not a game developer. Like he was overseeing all the functions of the Treehouse, kind of like Nate Bildorf is now.
Right.
But he was truly like one of these like nothing will get past him. Like
Metroid.
I'm going to make you understand what this series is and what makes it special. It's like I was kind of joking around of like, oh, maybe his departure is leading to some problems. But like when I see something like that, it's like there's something to that. Because he would not let that out the door.
He would definitely not let
He'd be like,
that out the door.
Hold on. I'm going to give you a 30-minute lecture about what Metroid is and why this is not it, and you better listen.
It's a little troubling.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's a little troubling. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's superstition or hesitation from Nintendo's part. I think it's a loss of expertise. Like, I really do. Because, we talked about that. We've told this story a lot of times where, like, when we would have deep cuts about Metroid, like, what were we talking about? The dread. We were talking about this in the spoiler cast. We'll just give you a little teaser. If you want to listen to the rest of the spoiler class, go to the Patreon shop. But, like, we told a story about how they were so excited about the name Dread because of this long history of that name Dread being like rumored and speculated against. And then they dropped the name. They're like, we can't wait to reveal this name to you guys. It was like a huge marketing meeting with like 200 people were in that meeting. They dropped the name and it was crickets because nobody got it because there were no Metroid fans there. And like me and you were like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's pop off. But like, I think 99% of the people in that room was like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand why this is a big deal. So it does feel like they are lacking expertise. I don't know. There's something going on there. And like, if it were me and I didn't have the expertise, I would ask like the source, like just go to Retro. I'm sure Michael Kelbaugh would love to talk to you about what makes Metroid Prime special. But like, it doesn't seem like any of that is happening too, because I don't think Michael Kelbaugh or anybody at Retro would let that tweet go out.
No, but we talk about this in the video we put out, was that over the weekend?
Yeah.
About how like Retro is very hands-off with marketing.
They really are.
I think it's something they've been told. Like,
not a Sakurai.
Don't get involved in this, but also like I think it's something they truly believe is like our job is to make the game. There are other people
and
at
you've
this
worked with them so
company
much, you would
who are
know.
very capable of marketing these games, so they just always will defer to marketing of like, all right, well they know what's best and we know how to make a game.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
true.
not like they're gonna step in and be like, actually maybe you should position it this way or that way. They're just not.
Who's doing the marketing for this game? I need to have a conversation with
Not
you.
gonna do that.
It's very disappointing. But what about you when it comes to new releases? I like to learn everything, unless it's a Zelda game and I don't want to know the lore because I want to be surprised. Or Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I mean, I don't worry about spoilers.
Yeah, you never worry
so
about
I'm open
spoilers.
to learning anything.
Yeah.
But I also am very light on like proactively seeking a lot of stuff out. Like I kind of just like make a snap judgment of like, do I like this or do I not? And again, I'm always open to taking in more things, but I'm not so much proactively trying to track down every last thing because like, well, I'll eventually play this and I'll find it out.
I also have like trusted people. That I'm like, if you know me really well, like you know me really well. So if you say that I'll like something, I'll probably like it and I'll probably play it.
Yes.
And I won't seek out information. I'll just trust that someone that knows me really well and that recommends something to me, that I would just take it at face value.
Right.
Or like if there's like Stephen Totillo is another one where I'm like, if he likes a game and he thinks it's like it's zany and fun and whatever, like I'll probably trust. I'm pretty sure I trust him and just check it out. You know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Gartooth is next, and Gartooth has a pressing question for us. Who is your pick for the racing icon of the year? Cow or Rick?
Hands down, Rick. Are you kidding me? This cow sucks.
At least Rick has a name.
I don't like that cow.
That's
my hot take of the year.
I kind of don't either.
This cow sucks.
Honestly.
It's not cute. It's not fun to race as the cow. Like, I don't like it.
No.
I don't really like heavy characters in Mario Kart anyway, so I barely use the cow. But Rick, though. Rick is a god.
You were doing a lot of Rick in the demo, right?
I was only Rick in the demo.
Oh.
I love Rick. I love all the videos of Rick that everyone took from the demo. It's like everybody's in those paddocks with all the Ricks. It's like, hi. Like, I'm having a great day. This is awesome. Yes, Rick is adorable. I love Rick.
Characters deserve names. Not have it's like just
generic cow.
This character is just in the T pose because we couldn't bother to animate it. It's like, could you not bother to name this character?
Why is it not called Moo Moo?
Cow. And it sounds ridiculous when the Nintendo you can choose from wonderful cast of characters like Cow. It's like, what?
Oh, that
doesn't sound right.
It's even worse when they're like Mario, Luigi, and Cow.
And Cow. This just doesn't sound right.
Why did they name it Moo? It's Moo Moo Meadows. Isn't it his meadows?
You have a great localization team who would love to brainstorm ridiculous names.
But it's called Moo Moo Meadows. So why is it not Moo Moo? Because it's Moo Moo's meadows. It's his meadows.
Maybe PETA has a point. Treat this cow with respect. Give it a name.
This cow's ugly. Forget this cow.
Rick is the winner.
Rick is the winner.
Rick is the winner. Go.
Clear winner.
Okay. Shining Abdul, oh, you're going to like this, has an update and a question. I was listening to a recent episode and heard your disdain for Lotus Notes.
Oh, no.
I worked for IBM, the makers of Lotus Notes, and I also hated using it. I was shocked that anyone would willingly purchase and use this software. On to my question. Sometimes corporations make decisions that are unpopular with rank and file employees. That's you. Do you remember a time at Nintendo when a decision was made that was vocally disliked by a large portion of the workers?
Nintendo probably has like the worst processes ever, ever in like any corporation. I actually worked at some other places, and it's like, yeah, Nintendo was the worst. Oh. I think the worst one was that thing that they did where they locked our personal devices away from the office device, and none of the people on the social team could send, like, because we all were, you know, as a social person, you had to use your phone sometimes to do some
stuff. Working on your phone.
Yeah, you're like, you got to tweet something from your phone, or you got to shoot a video on your phone and whatever. But they made it so difficult, so we were like airdrop. We couldn't even airdrop. They locked airdrop. We couldn't airdrop.
Can't do that.
So we had to, I know what we did. We each started our own Facebook chat with ourselves. And we would drop the assets, like images or copy, into a Facebook chat.
Which is way less secure than any of these things that they told us not to do.
That is my point. Is that it was fake security.
Right.
If they wanted real security, I'd be down for that. If they wanted to give me a device to use, like when I went to another company, they were like,
I think that was an option.
That was an option?
Yes. But not everybody wants to do that.
Nobody gave me that option.
Not everybody wants to be juggling multiple phones and stuff.
I had 2 phones for my other work, and it was annoying, but better than that option. I feel like it wasn't an option given to me, because I think I would have taken that option. Anyways, that was terrible. Also, oh my gosh, Nintendo's file transfer system is called Aspera. If you work at Aspera, what are you doing? Because that is literally...
Is that another IBM? Is that a great IBM product?
Is that whoever's product is Aspera, the AS should add another letter. There are
other IBM Aspera. It's another great
IBM. What are you doing?
It's another great IBM product.
Gosh, that was so bad.
The IBM suite of productivity suite.
Oh, the babysitting of the Aspera was the bane of my... It was
so slow, it just like would error out all the time.
And that was the only way for me to get stuff to Japan for them to review.
Yeah.
So like if I had a video or anything that I needed Japan to review, it was like high stakes.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, okay, the video is coming in at this time. Now, between the hours of like 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., I have to babysit this Aspera
It's just
upload.
so slow. I just couldn't understand it.
So I would watch, this is like in the Smash days, where I would babysit these trailers going from one place to another. And I would just be like eating dinner and like watching the Aspera click, 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 click.
And it was one of those things where like if your computer went to sleep, it would you had to start over.
So that's why you had to actively babysit it. And then sometimes you were like, maybe I can let it run overnight because it's such a huge, it's like multiple gigs.
That's
the
never
file is so big. And we would be like, I don't know, it's probably going to error out like halfway through the night, and you can't trust it. So you just be up all night. You'd be up till like 2 o'clock in the morning babysitting a file going from one place to another. This was truly awful.
A true loss of productivity due to having to use this tour. But that's again where it's like IT is like, well, we need a tool that is secure and is functionally. It's like I guess
we couldn't use Dropbox. They wouldn't let us use Dropbox.
Right, there were all these other tools that would do it better. Where it's like, well, we've deemed this to be the one.
But why?
So that's the one.
I dislike this.
I don't know.
And then when we left Nintendo and we started working like in real, like for reals.
In the real world?
In the real world. And I had like a Google workspace, and I had like my Notion.
Yeah.
And I had my, we could airdrop. We could airdrop to each other.
Right.
And I just can like edit so quickly, and the files move so I can transfer files. I'm like, I've literally 10x'd my, I've quite literally 10x.
Right.
You think you guys want to know why we can make a video every single day? It's because I can edit a video and transfer the file in like 10 minutes.
Right.
It's incredible. Like at Nintendo, it would take like 2 days to do that.
To just transfer a file.
To transfer a file.
Yeah.
To get it approved.
This is why things are a little
and then God forbid they have edits. Oh my God. Then the file comes back and you have to download it from Aspera. Make the 2 edits, a tiny little edit, like, this little thing. Transfer it back, 2 more hours. Transfer it back to you, 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Like that, 2 days have gone by. Awful.
I have a similar one that is from a few years earlier, which is when we would do these marketing campaign plans. It was
SharePoint?
It was the case where there was like a master document that lived in this SharePoint, and all the departments would have to insert their information and their stuff so that the person could take like, oh, here it is. Here's the version that we're going to talk about. And for some baffling reason that no one could explain, this was not just like a PowerPoint slide or a Word document. This was a standard PowerPoint slide. This actually was a PowerPoint slide, but it was formatted to be like a word processing page. And I don't know if you've ever tried to do that in PowerPoint. It doesn't work. And basic formatting, like basic things that you would do in like word processing in like
bullet points
in like a Google Doc or like a word processing thing, like don't work. So we would have to work in these things, and we'd always be like, oh, we're down to the wire, like, oh, I got to plug my thing in, and you would copy and paste it from whatever you'd been working on, and just a complete mess.
No, the worst part of that is not even the formatting. Oh my God. Remember how we had to check those documents out?
Yes, that's the other part.
So because it was one shared document, it wasn't like a Google Doc where you can, like you and I work in Google Docs all the time where we simultaneous work.
Right, everybody can do something at the same time.
And then it just saves it.
Right.
No, this doesn't do that. So if like, say the advertising team is adding their marketing stuff into that document, you can't go in there.
No.
So you have to try.
Checked out to
I
them.
would have to call Monica and be like, Monica, when are you going to be done with your updates?
Monica went to lunch.
And Monica would be like, I need another hour. So then you'd wait around for Monica to be done. And then Monica would call you and be like, I am done. Now you can go in. And then I would go in and it'd be checked out to Krysta. And then I would put my stuff in. And then sometimes what would happen is your edits don't take. So then the next person that takes it, if you didn't properly check it back in or it aired out when you checked it back in, the next person's like, Krysta, where are your updates? And you're like, I literally just put them in. It's like, well, it's not there. And then I rage. And then I'm still watching the Aspera.
Yes.
And I'm still in the Facebook chat.
So there's absolutely
to
no real work happening because you're dealing with this garbage.
You're dealing with that garbage and you're making a report.
Right.
So that's why nothing's
That's
happening.
your life.
That's why there's no Metroid 4 marketing.
No.
That's why. Because you're probably downloading a trailer from Aspera.
Once they download the Metroid Prime 4 Direct, they can post it.
They can post it.
But it's going to take 3 more days,
It's going to take a couple of days.
Yes.
The Aspera has aired out twice.
Oh my God.
For now, it goes boom.
Wow.
For now, though.
Yes, good. Metroid Mondays. Last question is from Link the Hero of Wins. What are some video ideas you've had but never made, or maybe segments you really wanted to do that just didn't work out for whatever reason?
We still have so many story times.
We do.
That we need to tell.
Well, that's not this.
It's not this, but it's like we've been just sitting on.
Right.
Because now it's like we want to be topical, you know?
You want to tie it into something that's happening.
That's happening.
Right.
So we just randomly can't drop a story, although
Right.
we maybe could. But that's a thing that's just like people are like, why don't you do more story times? We would love to. It's like, oh my gosh, when? We talked about Nintendo Explained. We still have so many ideas for that one.
We talked about that as at the start of the year as something we would be doing this year. I'll be honest, I'm not sure it's still coming this year. Please blame my hand for that.
A serious injury.
Because this was something that was going to be a different type of video that I wouldn't, it's not fully scripted, but it would contain some more scripted elements than we typically do, which is 0.
And more production.
Scripting. So it was something where I would really need to sit down and like bang some of this stuff out and work through it, which I literally was not capable of doing.
You can only have one hand.
For 6 weeks.
Yes.
So that set us back. Yeah, we had this big meeting. It was like, all right, here we go. We're going to get started.
Like ready.
And then I had my injury.
And then you chopped your finger off.
And I was not able to do that. So that's my bad. I apologize.
You apologize to them, not me.
Sorry. Look for it in 2026, probably. I definitely would say that. But otherwise, I think, I don't know, I feel pretty good about what we're doing. There's a lot of times where I'll see like a video that people do, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, that's neat. But then I think about it, and it's like,
it's not really us.
It's not really something that we would be doing. So
Yeah.
it's great that person's doing it because it can be out there.
I do feel a little bit like nostalgic for our early days of content making. On this channel when we did like the Splatoon rap videos and the cooking videos.
We're gonna do a follow-up to that when the time is right.
We were trying to find our way a little bit, which was really fun because that's when you get to experiment a lot, you know? But since then we have sort of found the way, but I think there's still room for us to do some fun like out of the box stuff once in a while. So there could be some soup tasting, cookie making videos in our future. But I do kind of miss those a little bit.
Yeah, we will have at the start of the year our whole like, here's what you can look forward to in 2026.
Yeah.
We are soon going to be having our big like meeting to talk about that and make some decisions.
We have changes and decisions to make, don't we?
Always got to tweak some things going into a new year, so that's fun and exciting.
Yeah, we'll have new goals next year.
Right.
We met all our goals this year,
and
so
we always
knocked that out of the park.
We always do a big poll on Patreon to see like how people feel, and that's something that's available to everybody, even the free tier. So
that's gonna be
we
fun.
haven't done that yet. That'll be coming probably in December. So if you want to sign up even on that free tier to be a part of that and let us know what you think
and what you want to see from us,
that's a big chance
next year
to do that. But if there's ever anything, it's like, oh, why don't you try this, or we'd love to see you do that, like just drop us a line. Like we're very available any way you want.
Patreon community does that all the time, and I love it because they're like, "Oh, will you be talking about this? I would be interested to hear you talk about this."
We've had a lot of people have been pointing things out again that are kind of like newsy, and it's like there are more things happening in a single day. It's like we can do one a day, we can keep up with that, but more than that gets tough.
Yeah.
And it's
I don't know if you should upload twice a day. That's kind of crazy.
There's just too much happening. So it's great that we have this podcast that we can just kind of catch some of these things and talk about it.
And sometimes we want to go deeper on something, so we just make a separate video about it now, which is kind of fun because it's like, okay, we know that the news section kind of gets buried in this long podcast, but if we want to do something more focused on like that Metroid marketing topic that we really wanted to, we had some stuff to get off the chest, you know? So it's good to be able to do that nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phew.
Those are the questions. Thank you for sending them in. And don't forget to subscribe at patreon.com/KitandKrysta, where for just a few dollars a month, you can keep this pirate ship afloat.
It's a pirate ship?
Yes.
I thought you were like by the book.
Drink this grog.
I do like
by the book. Yes.
Eat your oranges. Don't get scurvy.
Yes, don't get the scurvy. And get great stuff like bonus Q&As, spoiler casts, we did a little mini vlog behind the scenes. We went out and about.
We tested out our new mics, which were awesome.
We took to the streets.
We did.
As we are wont to do.
Yes.
Yes, we got some new equipment for our vlogs that you'll be hopefully enjoying soon. But yes.
And if you have a burning question that you want to ask us, that's the way. Join us on Patreon to ask the burning question. And if you have a really juicy question, we will answer it in the bonus Q&A. Those are the juiciest ones.
Indeed.
Yes. We're also on the social. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Threads.
And if you're watching this on video, we'd love it if you could subscribe to us on YouTube, give this video a thumbs up, and leave us a comment. And if you are listening on audio services like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you can also subscribe, give the podcast 5 stars, and leave a written review if you want to talk about how much you love the Kit and Krysta podcast.
Please talk about how much you love it. Please.
Yes.
All right, let's shout out some wonderful Patreon community members, starting with Final Boss. Aaron Hash is due to get his next surprise box. And, ooh, I have a doozy in there for him.
Oh.
In a good way.
A tease.
In a good
wow.
way. Yes.
That's exciting.
All right, superstars. Mara Mayhem.
Eigenverse.
Mike Chin.
Roy Eschke.
VGM Life.
Link the Hero of Wins.
Angela Bycroft.
Thomas O'Rourke.
Kyle LaBeouf.
Andrew Uhas.
Chili.
Crushuri.
Master Discord.
Travis Torline.
Echo Ladair.
MSM Poke Gamer.
R. Burns.
Kit 10K.
Adrian.
Nathan Clover.
And the Sharkama Men. OK, the One Up Club. A. Ron Burgundy.
Adcool 2000.
Age 1000.
Ain Evelith.
Ali Alejandro.
Alejandro Orozco Borrego.
Andrew Lobo.
Andy Robinson.
Angel 8.
Anthony Kier.
Ristu.
Astrodev.
Awesome 46.
Bino.
Barnstorm.
Bates.
Berserker.
Big N Gamer with a Y.
Bob Clefton.
Brandon Kabapple.
Brent Dennison.
Brian Decker.
Brovac Novak.
Cashew.
Cedric Benson.
Chadir.
Shelly Squirrel.
Chris Fisher.
Crispy Storus.
Christopher Lay.
Chunky Conga.
Colleen Finnegan.
Cosmic Titan 718.
Captain Alex.
Sea Roper 17.
Cynical Squid.
Dagdaleo.
Dally Dinkum.
Daxon.
Debbie P.
Dinkum and Papucon.
Doinko.
Trey.
Do Dead Life.
Eccentric Tony.
Elite Peach.
Sparts 50.
Fairbound.
Ferning and Just Forever.
Fox Deploy.
Funky Hand.
Gamer Likes Anime.
Gamer Nerd 78.
Garth the Wolf.
Gartooth.
Jeremy.
Gin Wolf.
Guilty Phoenix 42.
Heyo Jose.
Ira Bell.
Iris Marin.
It's your boy J-Hove.
Ivan Cito.
Jay Rando.
Jameson Eisenberg.
James.
Jason Ball 34.
J Bar.
Joe Encarnacion.
Jonathan Rowe.
John Conboy.
Jordan Hemmerly.
Joseph Gunter.
Joshua Clements.
Juji Fruit.
Justin Lemminger.
Jay Wolf.
Callan CPU 57.
Kawa 2796.
Kevin Delane.
Kilo Kibo.
Cal Gamer Berry Rookie.
Kyle 325.
Kyle Kretzer.
Kyle R. Smith.
Lazy Cat for Coffee.
Leah Rao.
Lex.
Link 9898.
Linko.
Lytton.
Luke Hayabusa Kramer.
Luna B.
Lynn.
Macho Potato.
Mad Dog 5981.
Magnificent Easy G plus Callie Marie.
Mario Man 392.
Matt GPT.
You forgot Marky Man 64.
Oh, I'm sorry. Marky Man 64.
Maverick Nate.
Megan.
May plus Leon.
Michael Mazer.
Michael O'Hara.
Michael Wan.
Mikey.
Mr. Ryan 07.
Motomania.
Mr. Andy Pond.
Mr. Beans and Dip.
Mr. Bendu 101.
Mytran.
Nasir.
NIFE.
Nick Bia Reeves.
Nisuchu.
Nimbendo 64.
Ninja 11.
Oliver Went.
Omega Index Card.
Pangy.
Paperboat.
Patrice Millette.
Paul Gale Network.
Pocket Digifan 20.
Prime Factor.
Prince Charmless.
Prof. Clive.
Punky.
Raintech.
Rob M.
Rob O.
Robbie DLC.
Romsky 113.
Rocks.
Ryan Haas.
Rhinetta.
Sage Gamer.
Salkskin 20XX.
Sebastiano Garase.
Sega.
Sharif Jackson.
Shinryu.
Shiny Elizabeth.
Slowbro.
Shump.
Schnozzle.
Spacey Poo.
Spicy Munchkin.
Star Fox Melancholy.
Stephen Rockoff.
Stuart Radley.
Pseudopriest.
Switching it up _
Tales of Link.
Tamer rhymes with hammer.
Tandem.
Tay120 M64.
Teofox 64.
The Keggers.
The Quiet One.
The Sarah OT.
Thomas Alvarez.
Three Rivers.
Token 777.
Torcheeks.
Totally Joette.
Todamaro.
Jowie.
Trevor Collins.
Tugs Puppy Bear.
Tusku.
Tyler Geis.
Victor MK.
Vidgmictor.
Vinny to the K.
Viridian.
Virtual Bot.
Waffles.
WG Grizzy.
Wicked Davy.
Zachary S.
Zelgroth.
Zapati.
Zero Link.
And Zroid.
Okay. Well, that was a beefy episode.
Yeah, it was.
I'm kind of tired now.
Oh no.
I think it's time to go.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.